Hi everyone, it's Brandi here from Artisan Bee Boutique. I wanted to come on today and just share with you something a little bit different than what I normally do, which is just flip throughs of my completed journals and work. Today I wanted to just come on here and share with you some of the fun ephemera, paper ephemera finds that I came across this past week and a half or so. I got a lot of goodies. I went to some an antique store when I was visiting with my parents, and then I went to an antique like Christmas extravaganza this weekend. And my sole purpose for going to these, I love looking at antiques, but I love to find vintage papers and books and just unique things that I can use in my journals. So just thought I'd come in here and just show you my haul and share with you just some of the things that I look for when I'm looking for ephemera for my journals. So I've got just a huge pile of stuff here, and I'm just going to show you some of it just to have fun and flip through. And some things I actually got on Macari, actually, where I sell. I purchased a pack of some old book pages and pictures and stuff like that. So I've just got some stuff from just different shops and different places that I was able to find. So I came across a booth at the show that I was at this weekend on Saturday, and it was she just had this like bin full of paper ephemera, and she had them like little packs, and each item was like $2, so it was super affordable. This was one of the things, so I figured I'd grab this for my upcoming journals next year, for my Christmas journals. But this was just a sweet little book that was probably a giveaway or of some sort, but it was just a sweet little Christmas Carol book, and I thought this would be great for my next year's journals. And I'm just going to put those away. But I wanted to just show you real quick how sweet this is. It's just got some beautiful pages. It's all, just paper, no hardcover or anything like that, just a little paper booklet, but just beautiful paper pages and illustrations inside this little booklet. I just thought this was so sweet. So I grabbed that for my next year's Christmas journals. Just a fun little find there. This other Christmas one here, a really sweet lady that I met at the show this past Saturday. She had this stack of free books at her booth. So I'm not really sure. Let's see if I can find a date on this one. I'm not sure the date on this. I know it's not anything like new, but I just love the illustrations on this one. This was kind of like a catalog type book. And that's the back of it. I just thought this one would be fun for my journals for next year. And just a quick flip through, of this one. It's just called Ideals. And she had a bunch of these. I just only took one, and I tried to buy something from her, and then she gave me that too. She didn't want me to pay for it. It was very sweet. She kind of blessed me with some freebies. And so this is just some of the stuff that's inside this one. Just about, just like poems and pictures and songs and just all kinds of great stuff that's just going to make great additions to my journals for next year. But I can't find a date on this one, but as you can tell, it's definitely not a modern looking catalog. Maybe if I had to guess, oh, actually here it is. Well, that's a copyright, so that could be just this here. This could be this story, but it says 1962 here, so I don't think that this book is that old. To me, it kind of looks more like maybe the 80s. The way it's, the way the illustrations look and the writing and all that. If I had to take a guess, I would say probably the 80s. Beautiful pages, beautiful illustrations. And I got this for free, and that was such a blessing. I was so thankful for that. But so as you can see, just some gorgeous stuff in here that will be a great addition to look at that picture. To scrapbooks and journals for next Christmas. And I might have to start on those super early in 2023 because I am going to be very excited to make my Christmas journals. I have stopped this year, obviously. It's getting late in the year, and I made tons of Christmas journals this year. So I think that I'm done with that for this year. It even has the original order form in the back, which was stuck to this back page, but that's okay. That's no big deal. But I just thought that was a really fun catalog style book there. So let's see, what else do we have? Those were from the show that I went to this past weekend. This was the other book that she let me have for free. It's a booklet. It's called a Household Digest. I didn't understand. I kind of looked that up and didn't really love what that looked like, but I mean, it's dated in 1949 and it's from DeLand, Florida. The Order of Eastern Star. I looked it up and it is some type of a religion thing, but it's got some really cool pages in it. It's got some just interesting reads in here. And I just thought these pages would be really neat for upcoming journals for this year. Just got all kinds of stuff like telephone etiquette, manners, restaurant etiquette, things like that. Things about food, cooking, all kinds of stuff in here. There's recipes in the back here. And again, this is dated 1949, so that was a fun find. And she, again, let me have this one, so another blessing. So I get to use these cool pages in my journals. So that was the other one that she gave me. And then I found this awesome diary. This one is from, I think it was 1969. Completely unused, unwritten in diary. Vintage diary. And it says any year diary. So this could even be used now. I'm not sure if I'm going to take this one apart or, what I'm going to do with it yet. But this one is dated 1963. So that's another neat find right there. And that was from the same show. Let's see what else. I got this from that same show. And this show that I went to was the Antique Extravaganza. It was like a Christmas, Christmas event. It wasn't real Christmassy, but there was a lot of Christmas stuff. And it was in Mount Dora, Florida at Renninger's Antiques. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but it's a really fun place and they're open every weekend. So I do frequent there a couple times a year at least. But this was an old Saturday Evening Post, like a small version of it, 1951. Just lots of cool pictures and articles or writings in here. These will be fun to add in different spaces and journals. I never really know what I'm going to do with something when I pick it up, but I love just having a great stash of stuff for when I do my journals and just whatever strikes me, at the time that I'm working on the journal would be like, it just gives me a lot of options. This, I'm sure is vintage. I'm not really sure. It's like a little journal, never a little recipe journal. It was not written in, so all the pages are still blank, but they have some cool like Victorian lady, or I guess Victorian, I'm not sure exactly of the era. But anyway, all of the pages are not written in. So this little book, I thought that cover was beautiful. Find a place to use that for sure. This one was a fun find. The Cub Scout book of cowboys and Indians. A very fun book. A lot of cool illustrations in here. This one, let's see, trying to find a date on it. I think it was the 40s, somewhere in the 40s. But as you can see, kind of flipping through this one, it's got some really nice age to it. And this one just has some great pictures and stories in it. So there's that. Oh, there's the date right there, 1954. Okay. And then this Guardian Service tested recipes. I'm guessing this was some kind of a piece of kitchenware, like a brochure that came with some kitchenware. This one was falling apart a little bit, but still a neat piece with just some stuff in it that I can definitely use in my journals. I'm gonna say probably the 50s on this one. I'm not sure. I should have looked up all the dates before I started doing the video, but it looks like it's 50s. But it's got recipes in it, but it's for these pots and pans, or this cookware. So that's a neat book, lots of stuff in there. Just talks about how to make cakes and how to cook in this cookware, stuff like that. I love that little picture on the front there. And this beautiful sheet music. I got this for $2. This is from 1922. Somebody wrote on the cover, unfortunately, but it's just absolutely gorgeous. That cover, and then inside 1922. I mean, 100 years old. I just love this sort of stuff. And you know, like I said, I don't know exactly. This was just, I think, stuck inside to keep it from falling apart. I don't ever really know exactly what I'm going to do with it, but it's just inspiration for future journals, and I just add it to my stash. Isn't that beautiful? Also hoping that, you know, maybe this video might inspire, you know, what to look for when looking for vintage ephemera for your journals. This was tucked inside of something. I don't remember which book it was, but this was just like a, from March and April 1963. Some kind of an event. It's got some recipes on it. It was tucked in, I don't remember which book. One of the books that I got. One of the cookbooks, I think. But this was neat. And I love, sometimes I find a book, I get a book, and I open it up and there's things tucked inside, and I love that. That's so fun. Especially when they have like the original, if it's a magazine or a brochure or something, it's got like the original forms inside. Oh, and this beautiful little doily, I got this for $2. So that will be most likely the spine of one of my journals. Either this way or this way, I'm not sure yet. Depends on what it inspires me to make. I thought that was a good find. And then this one I got at an antique store when I was visiting my parents. This is a perfect condition magazine cookie collection from McCall's. And I love the inside. This one's just got some, it's just perfect. Based out of Orlando. And just beautiful illustrations inside this one. I love these pictures. This one, it's actually 1980, so it's really not that old. I mean, I guess 1980 is getting up there though, but it's in great condition. I love the illustrations because to me they look a little older than, you know, they have like that kind of more vintagey look, I think, than the 80s, I would think. To me, they kind of look more 50s, mid-century. Lots of great recipes in here, actually. I might try some of these for Christmas. But again, just another awesome, fun book to use pages in my journals. And the order form in the back, again, love that. Perfectly intact. Bonus recipe. That's the cover of that one. It's more of a book than a magazine. This one's more of just a cookie book. And then this was the same lady where I got the $2 items from. She had a bin with just baggies of vintage greeting cards, and you got the lot for $3. So a beautiful Easter vintage postcard there. And then Christmas, and it looks like someone, if you can see here, it says hello. I'm not sure what I don't know if it's a J-A, but it says, I am a boy, like they were announcing. And then it says his name, but I can't really make that out. But it's like somebody was telling whoever they were sending the card to that there was a baby boy. And there's writing on the back. And I guess the people who at the show wrote the prices there. But that's in pencil, so that can be erased. This one's dated 1914. And this looks like German. I think German. And then another just vintage kind of greeting card. This one looked like Mrs. and Reverend J.H. I'm not sure. Dressler. And then these just beautiful vintage greeting cards with this one has the original envelope with the postmark 1958. My husband and I actually go down a rabbit hole with this kind of stuff because we look at the names inside, and we'll actually Google, like, or if we can find an address, we'll actually Google so we can see if the house is still there, or what the house looks like, or if we find out something about the person, maybe whose name is in the card. That was just kind of fun, fun little activity to do with the fun finds. And here's another one that has I'm not sure which card this went to, but it looks like it's the same address, two different names. So probably, you know, with the stamps, it's around the same time. Family. And there's a birthday card. Another birthday card. I love vintage cards too. There's a lot we can do with these with our junk journals. That one's pretty. So it's great condition too. And if you open them up, you'll see like the older ones have they're folded like that. You can kind of see. I don't know if my lighting might not allow you to see the age of the paper, but. And then this looks like a mother's birthday card, mother's birthday card. And that one has an actual little like fabric or silk flower, almost like what we would use in scrapbooking nowadays. It like stuck over top of, maybe she added that, I'm not sure. These cards were called Slim Jims by Hallmark. So those are the cards. And then I will show you next, I will show you the bundle I just got from a seller on Mercari, real quick. And this is just book pages and some old black and whites. I love the ones with the writing on the back and stories. This one's 1940. And that one is 1950. The baby is 4 months and 1 week old in that picture. And somebody's home there. Some do have writing, some don't. This one is dated July 1969. And let's see, these gentlemen, no writing, looks like maybe initials on the back there. Pretty lady with a nice hat there. This one, it says Miss Mary Melton, I believe it says. It's got the address and no date on this one. And then we have a attractive couple there. And this one says, Hold Me Tight, Max Robinson. Levine, I'm not sure what that says. Anyway, this one is dated December 1st, 1938. And then another lovely couple here. No date or names on that one. And then this is the last photo. That one's October 1959. Kind of a blurry, looks like a blurry family photo there. And then she sent me in the bundle a bunch of just vintage book pages that I can use in my journals. Some cool, looks like reproductions of old pictures. I have lots of my own, you know, tons of my own ephemera and things that I find, you know, on my own. But sometimes I'll buy a bundle from another seller just to get like a more of a mix-up of things, you know, because everybody from all different places has just, you know, they have different antique shops and just different places that they get their ephemera from. So you just never know what you're going to get, you know. I'll just go through this quick. It's mostly just book pages, just from assorted books. I love this one here. This looks like it probably came with one of those, you know, calligraphy kits. I had one of those when I was a kid. I used to be really into calligraphy when I was a kid. I like these book pages. These pictures are really pretty on these. The writing on them. Most of these are too like put together. I like that because that if if I want to put it in the journal just like that, I can. So she didn't cut them up. Some of them look like they were, you know, torn out or whatever, but for the most part they're in good shape for using them for journals. And just lots more book pages here. That's that. That's the bundle from the seller on Mercari. So there's lots of different places that you can go and find these things. And let's see, this book, this was my favorite from the antique shop I went to with my parents, and I've already used a couple pages out of this one, but this one was a 20th century typewriting textbook, and it opens this way, which I thought was neat, and it's got the complete course, 8th edition. That's the back. It's in great condition, and I'll probably be using these covers for a journal, maybe a large journal, but the pages are in perfect condition. There's so much in here. This was, I believe I paid $10 for this book, and just the amount of the amount of pages that I get in it, was worth every penny. 1962 this one is. Just not going to go through this whole thing, but just so you can see some of the, the way the pages look. And there's some neat illustrations in here. So that's that, and that's a nice large textbook. Let's see, what else do we have? And then just these are some vintage, this is just like vintage cookbooks I like. I like to just use these in some manner or another in, some of my journals, depending on what the theme is or whatever. So I'll look for things like that as well, just like the older cookbook booklets. Let's see. Here's another of those booklets, like an older Betty Crocker with desserts and things in it. Those are not that exciting, but I get them just to, I like to have variety for the journal. So this one pack of stuff that I bought, it was like a big bag. My mom found it, and it was a big bag of stuff just priced at like $10. And it was all of this old bridge game stuff. So there was like all of these game sheets, and they're like booklets of game sheets that were never used, and lots of sheets in each page. So as you can see, just that nice vintage. I think these are 1949, if I remember correctly. I found but there's tons of these pages, and I love the age, the color. Look at that color. And these tear apart, so I could either use them, like a whole page, or I can use, pieces of the pages in my journals. I've used already some of this stuff in the journal that I'm about to finish today. So you'll get to kind of see them in action once I post that video. So this one is full, almost completely full. I don't even know if any pages were used out of this. Here's a smaller, and I think from one of I'm not sure which one it says, this one, it says ship travel. So I'm thinking these came from a cruise ship or something. This one just has like the smaller score pad there. Lots of pages left in that. This whole pack, like everything that was in the bag, was just stuffed in a big Ziploc bag, and it was $10 for all of it. And this another just whole booklet of, unused pages. And then this was a larger version of that has a little bit of writing. It looks like somebody wrote down an address or like directions to someone's house there. I know one of these had the date in it. I just don't remember where I saw it, but I want to say it was 1949. This is a smaller little booklet, and that's got quite a few pages still in it too. And then this was the cool, like I guess pad that you would use to put the score pad in. I don't know what I would ever do with that. I might try to use that to actually, make something out of, like maybe a journal that's like this that can slide into here. Lots of pages in that one. And then these were like the, score pad, I guess the things that would have been sitting, this piece is somewhere, it was in there, I don't know where it went. But these, I guess, would be sitting at the table for, the players to keep score. I've never played bridge, so I don't know how that works, but this was the pen, the original pen that was with it. Again, I think this was 1949, 1950-ish, in that time era. But these are just neat. I don't know that I would ever do anything with this piece here, but there was 3 of them actually. One was really badly damaged, so I threw it away, but this little piece is around here somewhere. But there's 3, all in all, 3 notepads in this one. This one is completely full. So all of that, like I said, in a package for $10. You can't beat that. And then I have one more thing to show you, and that is my mom and dad, when they go to antique stores sometimes, so they just got me this bundle of all of these magazines from, it's called Nutshell News, and I have never heard of it, but it's for people who are into miniatures, like dollhouses and things like that, for creators and collectors of scale miniatures. And these are all from the 80s, or this one's 1993, 1990. So we've got 89, 89, 88, 89, 83, and 86. So these are all from the 80s. They just have some interesting, pages in them, things I would never think to put in a journal. So it was really cool because I've got, people looking out for me and finding stuff like this, in when they go shopping in these antique and vintage stores, and just finding me some cool things that I can use in some way or another in my journals. I look through a lot of magazines and stuff. I do a lot of vintage magazines and things like that, and I'll look through and just look for pictures, illustrations, words, things that inspire me that I think that I can use in my, in my journals. And I just cut them out, or I maybe will find something I want to make a tag out of. Just say I want to make a tag out of this or a page, and just cut it out and back it on, cardstock or coffee dyed paper or something like that. And you have like a nice, insert for your journal. So this stuff is, don't overlook things like this. So that's it. That's all of the wonderful finds. And I know this video is out of the norm for me, but I want to start, just kind of expanding into some other things too, and just kind of give you a peek into, what do I look for when I'm shopping, when I'm looking for my journals, when I'm shopping for things to use in them. I don't want all my journals to be scrapbook paper and coffee dyed paper, even though I love the way that looks. I love to just add interesting, unique pieces in between the other pages, because that's what makes the journal so unique. It's a junk journal. It's supposed to be made up of all sorts of different things, but that's what makes each one so unique, and why so many people can do this and just have so much. Still, you'll never find two alike, because everybody likes to put different things in theirs. They like to do, some people like to use true vintage or antique finds like I do. Some people like to just use, scrapbook paper and lined paper or junk mail or anything. The beauty of junk journaling is it can be anything you want it to be, and that's what makes it so fun and creative. So that's it for now. I am finishing another journal today. I'm hoping to have it finished up and photographed and a video made probably by tomorrow. I wouldn't say it was going to get done today, but hopefully by tomorrow I'll have that done and uploaded for you. And until then, I appreciate you coming by. I appreciate you spending your time with me here just to take a look at this. Hopefully it wasn't too long-winded, but I just wanted to share some stuff with you. And thank you to all who have subscribed to my channel. And if you have not done so, please do. Ring the bell so you can get notified when I post a new video. And I just appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you're enjoying your December. I hope you're staying warm, and I hope you have a wonderful Christmas if I don't talk to you before then. But until then, stay well, and I will see you in my next video. Bye now.